Hello, I'm author Denise Turney, and you are watching the Chistel, CHISTELL.com YouTube channel. I'm going to do a reading from my book, Portia. It's storming out here, so if y'all hear some thunder and lightning, you'll know why. So this again is this is my very first novel. It's an inspirational book, Portia, by Denise Turney. Hopefully you have a copy, and if so, thank you. And if not, I hope you get a copy. And again, Chistel, CHISTELL.com. So, lifting a pillow off the sofa, Portia threw it at Deborah. Get out of here! With a smile on her face, Deborah hurried across the floor and hugged Portia. She rubbed Portia's back while she told her, "Later, girl, I love you. Take it easy." A moment later, Portia was alone. The silence in the house built and lengthened until it became like a loud noise. Yet instead of turning on the television or the radio, Portia told herself, besides the nurse at the cancer care center, she hated the way the oncologist dotted the area of her breast surrounding her lumpectomy. She hated those tumor markers. She hated the times the hospital staff drew her blood. She hated feeling like she had the flu every day. Despite the fatigue, not once did she take a sick day from work. She fought and won 3 of her last 4 cases. She only allowed her fatigue to reveal itself when she was alone at home. Deborah outside her company, she stretched out on the sofa. When her head went against one of the sofa's pillows, her thoughts went to the woman who taught her how to fight. Fight hard. Reach down into the pit of her gut for her deepest strength, and from that point, jab her life's hardest troubles with her faith in God, with the love her people sent into her life. Her mama. None of the women in her mama's family were passive. Like the gone to the earth matriarchs in her family, Portia knew Rebecca learned to reach her dreams by way of fight. Words were her weapons, and astute with American English, words served her well. Portia knew Rebecca was proud of their culture. Under no circumstances did she tolerate racial bashing, injustice. She exacerbated. When Portia looked back, she realized that the price for her mother's mental attitude was cruel. Cruel like cancer had come into her breast and turned her life into a cruel, vicious dance with death. Closing her eyes and nodding into a stupor filled with thoughts about yesteryear, Portia pushed her shoulders against the sofa. A faint smile tugged at the corners of her mouth. She was proud of her mother for enduring America's hard-hitting racism of the 1970s. Co-workers abandoned Rebecca when she went against Dr. Harold Davidson, director of the State Department of Education. Despite the director's request, during the spring of 1972, she refused to read Racial Heritage, a novel that showed Southern whites as creators and innovative thinkers and Southern blacks as slothful servants possessing marginal intelligence. Due to the fact that hypocrisy, racism, and segregation have no place in American society, I fail to see why racial heritage should be required reading in our state's public high school English courses, she wrote in her April 27, 1972 letter to the director. Next, she suggested Maya Angelou in her work, I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings. Her argument became, after all, that's the text the state colleges are reading this summer in preparation for Welcome Week. Adding post to the sting, she voiced her opinion unreservedly in all of her classes. Looking back to that spring, Portia found her mama to be unusually moody. Brushing her shoulder as they trudged up and down their home's carpeted living room stairwell, she feared a resignation or worse, Dr. Davidson's request for it. April 29, 1972. Dear Mama, how are you and Dad? How are Dad and you? I'm fine, enjoying the apartment, though I can do without the bills. High school will be starting again soon. Excited, not ready, anxious. It won't be long. How's Edwin? Is he walking in circles and stomping around the house yet? Labor Day looms. Don't worry, soon he'll be graduated and enrolled in some prestigious institution of higher education. They have a part-time job here, but I don't want to tell Edwin about it. Never mind Dad and you drumming into our heads that work is work, and any work is good so long as it's honest. I don't want my brother being any lawyer's janitor. He can do so much better than that. I ran into Deborah and Faye the other day at the grocery store. We were all broke, so we chipped our money together and bought candy. Sound nutritious? Well, I'm going to run. Take care. Love you both. Portia. Portia rolled to her side. Her back and shoulders swayed while she leaned across the edge of the sofa until she had what she wanted in her hands, a 600-page medical text. Strength escaped her body when she gave a long, deep breath to the room. Dismissing the weak spell with the iron in her will, she told herself she wasn't feeble. She told herself her body was reacting to what she'd been reading day and night for the past 4 weeks. Breast cancer was the focus of her life. She read about it on her way to work. She read about it at newsstands and in bookstores and at the library. She telephoned Dr. Kernan several times a week and badgered his patients with questions she didn't resolve through the readings. The more she discovered about the disease, the less trapped she felt. It was an uncanny dilemma. Her obsession, though in many ways disengaging her from fear, kept cancer with her mind, with her spirit, even in her sleep. She wondered if the food she ate would feed the tumor and cause it to grow. She stared at the paint on her house walls. In the office, she wondered if there could be asbestos. Yet she kept telling herself her pain would pass. One day she wouldn't have to cry herself to sleep. She stopped dreaming about days gone by spent with family. She stopped looking into the toilet each time she urinated, checking to see if she dropped blood, as if the cancer moved from her left breast to her bladder in a matter of weeks. There was an air of sorrow about Portia as she stretched out on the sofa. The medical text was closed and laying flat against her stomach, reading the old letter she never mailed because she spent the first month after she wrote it claiming she was too busy at Courtney and Sons to go to the post office didn't shake her pain. Inside her head, ideas bounced against one another and separated like popcorn. She felt crazed with pain. Thoughts of yesterday kept surfacing. Reading the 13-year-old letter, its edges torn and faded, deepened her nostalgia. After tucking it inside the medical text, she sat up and stared at the wall across from the sofa. When she lay down again, her mind rested on her mama. And I hope you get a copy of Portia. This is an inspirational, uplifting book. There are people who have read it and thought they were going, said they were going to give up, and decided. One mother in particular, I'm going to keep the fight. So I encourage you to get a copy of Portia for yourself or a friend. It's an uplifting, empowering, inspiring book. And please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you back here next week. This is author Denise Turney. Bye for now.